morning and welcome to Your View. Thank you for joining us. I am Olajumoke Alaode James, and as usual, I have my incredible co-hosts here with me. YK in the building.
Jumzo in the building. Hello, Jumzo. Back to her. Hello, Jumzo. You need to hear my daughter's version of that song.
Okay, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Did I say to you already that I love my birthday gifts? Thank you very much, YK. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you.
Your guy doesn't mind it also. He likes it.
Your combination is beautiful. Very beautiful. I told her earlier.
I have a role model that I'm modeling after. So today, because I wanted to impress her, I decided to dress well.
Hey, yeah.
Dress
Only when your role model comes, Abi.
Yes, now I have to dress to keep.
It is well with you. Madam, I like your
You
jewelry.
just want to show us that you can dress to kill like a...
like an larger style. Dress to kill doesn't necessarily mean to kill.
Sorry, you.
Yeah, chill.
I want me change.
I'm telling you, I don't get it. She's dressing to impress you and you're not impressed.
No, I'm not impressing her. She knows who I'm impressing.
Oh.
She said that her mentor, you didn't guess.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, it's an announcement that I feel is overrated. However, it's an accomplishment I'm impressed with myself concerning. I drove myself to the office today.
Yes, and you know sometimes if you don't keep learning, you forget that you have the capacity to acquire more knowledge. The fact that I learned this, I'm eager to learn other things.
Are you sure that you want to be saying this on air?
Considering that.
That's what's at my age.
No, considering that you need
a learner's permit.
But I'm really
Don't mind them talk about his bad belly.
our day, it's pretty belly.
Because I got some messages that they were looking at what I'm going to do. I did something else to my hair today.
How come I'm not impressed with this, your new?
No, but I got the spoiling.
The other one was more beautiful.
No, but she's looking good. I like
I
the
love
jewelry.
your hairstyle. Don't mind them. Don't mind your enemies. Hairstyle is lovely.
No, but all of us on the table are natural now. So who is jealousy? Anyways, as you can see, we have a fantastic show ahead for you today. Coming up after the break is Front Page Review. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. What is... Welcome back and thanks for joining us. It's time for Front Page Review, and this morning we start quickly with the punch. Major headline: armed pro-Jonathan groups protest against Jega in Lagos. Soldiers, policemen protect protesters. Court stops movement restriction during Lagos monthly sanitation. Oil falls below new budget benchmark. Thugs attack Buhari's wife's convoy in Kwara. Resigning will amount to disservice to Nigerians, says Jega. Jonathan, wife, wants me dead, Father Mbaka. Boko Haram has legitimate grievances, says Obasanjo. And finally, ICC to probe Patience Jonathan. I'm not ready to feed Jonathan in prison. So which story do we want to take? Should we start with the armed protest? ICC, okay, go ahead.
The Office of the Prosecutor of the ICC confirmed that they received a petition from the APC to probe the First Lady. You know, the utterances she made during the rally in, I think, Kogi State, you know, about change and stoning the people saying change. So it's just a normal process. They'll probe her, they'll call her for questioning. If they find anything tangible to prosecute her with, they'll go ahead and prosecute her.
And they also said that they have their eyes on Nigerian
watching
politicians.
everything that is happening.
I feel that they should call also, it shouldn't just be, it shouldn't be isolated to Patience Jonathan. It should also include in this petition that it was submitted to ICC, Asari Dokubo, and every other person that has made threats to our country as a nation, saying that if we don't get President Jonathan back into power, they are going to destabilize the country. Every single one of them should actually be prosecuted in one way or the other by ICC. However, the story...
I don't agree with you on that, because ICC is the International Criminal Court. Local
skirmishes
should be dealt locally.
Then they shouldn't take, that's why I said they shouldn't isolate patients. If they're reporting First Lady,
ICC,
then they should report every other person that has said things
looks
that are...
into any pre-post-election violence that leads to a major genocide in any country.
Yes.
So they are also looking at all the instances Tokwe just highlighted, whether or not they've been petitioned to look into them. Okay. They're also looking at
which
them.
is what I said, that they said they're also, monitoring the other politicians. Armed pro-Jonathan groups protest against Jega in Lagos. YK, did you read that story?
No? Yeah, I read it. I read the story. They caused a lot of traffic. They started, was it from Maryland or somewhere? Gates. Yeah, from the toll gate, and then they ended up at Teslim Balogun Stadium, and they were protesting. They were saying Jega is disenfranchising a lot of Nigerians. 5 million Nigerians have not got their PVCs, and that if the election had happened on the 14th of February,
lots of people wouldn't have
voted. A lot of motorists really complained that they didn't give them forewarning because they got to their places of work late.
When I stuck in that traffic for hours, I had to make a detour, to take on the bridge into Ikeja. You are going to take another story.
Yeah, I want to link this, the protest and Jega statements, because I think it is a bit late to start protesting against this. Because we're just 2 weeks from the election. Well, less than 2 weeks from the election, and you're making a protest to remove him. And Jega's reply was fantastic. It would be a disservice to us as a nation to start changing the leadership of INEC right now. Any sensible, caring Nigeria that is concerned about this country would not be asking for Jega to be removed. However, the protest should be about let our votes count. True. Let there be no rigging. Let there be a
no violence.
Let there be not that removing, because this looks very politically driven. It is not for our country to grow stronger. It is just for them to further their political agenda.
There's a picture on the front page of The Nation that I'd like to talk about. So let's just move to The Nation. On the same issue, major headline on the front page of The Nation this morning: Pro-Jonathan OPC on the rampage through Lagos. Residents recount bad experience. Adams has betrayed Yoruba, says council. APC accuses PDP of plot to sabotage card readers. It's false, says ruling party. Jega, it will be a disservice for me to resign before elections. INEC chief insists on conducting credible polls. Now, there's an OPC member bearing live ammunition on the front page of The Nation this morning. Now, when I saw this picture yesterday, I asked that we have signed a peace pact. Why do we have to go on the streets with arms? One. And then secondly, why do you have to start to destroy the property of opposition on the streets because you want Jega removed? Let us say that they have a good reason for their protest.
I'm sorry, Jumoke. The report in The Nation is so enlightening to me, because they described it and then they went on further to relate it to the 9 billion naira pipeline protection contract that, and they said the faction belonged to Gani Adams. Gani Adams was one of the beneficiaries of that contract. So we see interest playing out,
so
self-interest playing out
as
selfish interest as opposed to having this general interest to have a safe environment where free, fair elections could hold.
What is surprising me about that picture is in the Punch said they couldn't ascertain anybody had arms as at the time of the report. So how
did The Nation get the
picture?
Yeah.
That picture was not fake. It wasn't forged.
Online.
How do you know?
Also, online.
Okay.
People had posted pictures of them carrying arms and saying
ammunitions.
Even they had policemen, protecting them along the line as they were protected. They abused the BRT lane, according to an online reporter yesterday, because before the news came out yesterday, I was following the news when I got home, that the BRT lane is no longer BRT lane. They were using the BRT lane and they pushed out all the BRT buses out of that lane. Now, if you have a situation like that, where, you know, abuse of law and order now becomes the norm of the day, it means that we're no longer safe. Myself and you, you know, those of us using the road freely are no longer safe, because if somebody could target us, someone was even tweeting, remove any APC tag on your car before you go into Korodu Road.
So, but let us move to Vanguard. We'll continue with the story, because it leads, you know, Vanguard leads with it also. Vanguard, major headline. Army not empowered to monitor polls, says Jega. I have a job to do. It's the service to quit now. Insists INEC is prepared for free, fair, and credible polls. There's a major picture rally by a coalition of concerned Nigerians on the state of the nation and the forthcoming general elections. In other headlines, my contract with Nigeria by Buhari, Oba of Benin indisposed, says Traditional Council. And finally, troops read Bama, gunnery of Boko Haram camps, and ICC to probe allegations of incitement against First Lady. So, Tokwa, you were going to say something.
The police and the military are supposed to protect the lives of human beings, Nigerians, most especially. When you see a policeman, and the pictures are online, it's easy to verify, just Google it on social media and you will see all the pictures. When you see a policeman beside an heavily armed OPC person, because if he's not wearing a police uniform and is carrying arms, we can only assume he's an OPC person. Who is he protecting? Is he protecting me from the OPC man carrying guns, or is he protecting the OPC man from me gently going to my office? I don't get it, because we live in a country where everybody's rules and the regulations are clearly defined. When we are not in a state of war, why would some people dressed in casuals carry heavy ammunition, parade the streets and put fear in people's mind few days to the election? This doesn't bode well for a democracy. If the concerned coalition of Nigerian people, these people that gathered together, are really concerned about the country, what they should be doing is ensuring OPC does not parade our streets with guns and ammunition on the road.
Okay. That story that concerns me is that the Omonobanedo is ill.
Okay.
It means that
that's on the front page of Daily Sun. Let's move to Daily Sun. Major headline: Jega dares protesters. It will be irresponsible of me to resign, he says. OPC grounds Lagos, demanding INEC bosses exit. Military flushes Boko Haram out of Bama. Anger in Lasu. Protesting staff chase out VC principal officers. Amechi alleges plot to kill APC Guba candidates. Explosion rocks Enugu. And finally, Oba of Benin ill. Palace admits.
You know, there's been speculations that it's been here. So I wanted to know. When I saw this news this morning, I wanted to...
You can't hide it anymore.
I couldn't hide it. It means that everything will be on hold until it's confirmed well and able to take over palace duties again. I
want to talk about the issue with LASU. There was a protest in LASU yesterday, very early in the morning.
Aggrieved staff.
Aggrieved staff, the NASU, that's the non-academic staff, the ASU, the academic staffs, the senior staff, that's what they call them, SANU. You know, and all of them thought the only way to resolve whatever grievance they have was to chase out the VC and stone him. They were stoned. It was being pelted. That's what I read in the Sun. That it was being pelted.
Pure water.
With pure water.
Pure water sachets.
That was what these are people that educate our future leaders.
The reason I have to defend them.
Let's give the reasons first, because I read online the reasons. The reasons they gave are it's against bad leadership, victimization of staff, non-payment of outstanding salary arrears, violation of due process, destroying staff image in the papers, withdrawal of PhD certificates, denial of lectures for elected governing council and Senate members.
May I say that this action they just did justifies whatever it is that the government did? No, because if you are a lecturer and you, as a lecturer, you are throwing pure water. You are a lecturer.
Let's hear
there should be peaceful resolution for anything. If an intelligent man of that caliber cannot resolve peacefully.
I went to LASU. Yes. So I can tell you the tradition over the years. If they have tried to have a dialogue over issues, and the VC, whoever the VC is at the time, continues to,
then they will resort
prove
to
have
physical protest.
a blockhead over issues or be stubborn about the issues. That's when you see this kind of things happening in Lasso. They don't just wake up one morning and it happens. Of course, I do not agree with it, but I also do not agree with the fact that you don't listen to your staff.
I hope that
you can't leave people you don't listen to
handle
now.
this properly immediately. Let's move to our final paper.
Whether it's right or wrong, we're not here to judge the.
I feel it's
wrong. But yeah, that's your view. But what she's trying to say is he should have listened to his staff before he got to this stage.
Yeah.
Okay, our final paper this morning, this day, major headline: in covenant with Nigerians, Buhari unveils Marshall Plan, unfolds agenda on socio-economic rejuvenation. Jega, I won't resign. I have a job to do. Electoral violence. Again, ICC wants politicians will face prosecution to investigate First Lady over APC petition. And there's a picture. Oshimbajo takes his sermon to Kaduna. Any story that we want to take?
The ICPC investigation, I want to link it with the what happened to Buhari's wife while she was coming back. She was attacked in Kwara State. We've signed a peace pact. We see that peace pact was just putting a pen to paper. It's not being implemented in any way. I think that we should really, as citizens of Nigeria, concerned citizens indeed, that are protesting, should tell everybody that can stone and can injure another person that they actually protect their own lives first. Don't be used as a political tug. Don't be a tool to cause vengeance, because they will use you to cause wahala. You might end up dying on the long run, and then they would settle their scores later.
Fortunately, we're going to have somebody educate us more on that on Let's Talk this morning. And that's the end of Front Page Review this morning. When we come back, we discuss court nullifies movement restriction during Lagos monthly sanitation on hot topics. And on Let's Talk, mothers arise against electoral violence. More to come after the break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. And we are back. A federal high court in Lagos, presided over by Honorable Justice Idris, recently declared as unlawful the restriction of citizens' movement during the monthly Lagos environmental sanitation exercise. He went further to say that the restriction is a violation of the citizens' right to personal liberty and freedom of movement, protected by sections 35 and 41 of the Nigerian Constitution. What are your thoughts on this? It's your view. Please let it count by joining the conversation by calling 07080668014 or tweeting to us at YourViewTVC. We'd like to hear from you.
Yay!
Like a freedom at last.
Even I read it, I said,
No, but I'd like Nima to establish the legal basis for this and all that, because I'm going to say my own opinion.
The legal basis is freedom of liberty and movement.
What I expect, can I say something? I would want this also to affect our Thursdays. You know, there's a compulsory lockdown on all shops everywhere.
No, those are the shop
that's owners. Not all shop markets.
No, markets. It doesn't apply to markets alone. I used to have a shop in Mao too, on a road that is not in the market. I clean my shop every day. I clear my gutter every day. However, if I open my shop before 10 o'clock on a Thursday morning, I am being fined. They'll come and padlock it. They still do that till today. Even supermarkets in Magodo are not allowed to open their shops on Thursday morning. So can this court case apply to them too? Can we all have freedom?
May I say that the monthly sanitation in Lagos is imposed by the government. The Thursday shutdown till 10 a.m. is imposed by the shop owners themselves. They are an association. Yes.
No.
Why? Because they want the shops clean. If they say clean your shop ordinarily, you say, yes, I clean it every day.
Let me establish the ideology. The ideology of shops closing. This is a good move. Let me just say it. I'm happy. I'm impressed with it. The ideology of closing down shops on both Saturday, once in a month, and on Thursdays, every Thursday, is to enforce it on you that by force you don't have a choice. While I was growing up, we didn't used to cut grasses in my area. I lived in other estates. I'm more of a Malto estate, and people didn't cut grasses. But on Saturday, that's environmental sanitation day, you don't have a choice. everybody in the community, we do the community meeting, and then you cut the grass after. You cut the grasses, you keep your environment clean. Okay. So it was good. However, since the idea was to correct an anomaly in the society, and we have gone to the point where we maintain our environment on a normal day, then we don't need to take out that compulsory sit down at home till 12 o'clock every once in a month.
Go ahead.
Why I'm happy is that finally we get to know what the law is about this. Because growing up, I just kept hearing sanitation Saturday, last Saturday of every month. And then when you miscalculate a Saturday and it meets you somewhere around Oshodi, like the last time myself and my husband were bundled inside.
It was the military.
We miscalculated a Saturday and I was like, I know this is not the last Saturday. I'm sure I said, no, it's not. And then we got to Oshodi, all the way from Altu, we didn't see any wahala. When we got to Oshodi, we saw these people in green uniform.
It was the military. So, it was the military that started it.
Yes. So finally, we know what the law is as regards this. And then, really, I think what we should do is to try to enlighten people to try and know how to clean it. Because what they use the sanitation Saturday for is that we have landlords meeting holding in our streets.
Yes.
Nobody is cleaning any streets.
No, but
you get till 10 a.m. You clean your own house. It's not like there's a collective cleaning that happens. No, you just take your time, which you can do on any other day.
For me, it was a personal experience when I was growing up. But now, people on a normal day cut those grasses. But it was a collective thing. You live within that area. If you live in a communal area where you all don't have fences and you have shared grasses that the 3 blocks have to clear that grasses,
in Lagos,
they do that together.
What I experienced growing up was that it's on the sanitation Saturdays that my father would say the whole family should come outside. You clean inside the house on a regular. Come outside to the front of the compound, to within the compound, cut the grass, clear the gutters, you know. So I think that it works. Because if they leave us, we will start our weddings at 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Every Saturday without cleaning.
But let me tell you what this sanitation does. Because people are forced to stay indoors, what happens is, towards the 10, once it's 10 traffic on the dot, the traffic, if you don't leave, and you can't leave your house at 5 minutes to 10, because you will.
You might just be, you might be the one feeding the police.
Just let pick the phone call, we'll go back to it.
We have Samuel calling from Ogba. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Not really in support of the court cancelling this environmental sanitation day. You see, we need to, I wish Lagos State, let me start like this. I wish Lagos State is going to appeal, and then if they lose again, I wish they enact a law, because what they are saying now is that there's no law backing it up. I wish Lagos State will appeal, and if they lose, they enact a law that will make us tidy. There's no crime in risking 1-3 hours in a whole month to clean up your environment. If we leave it, if there's no law, nobody will do anything.
I agree.
I don't see why people are excited that no, they should cancel it, they should cancel it. Fine, there's no law for it, but let's add the law.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Let me address something. Unfortunately, if Lagos State should enact a law that contravenes this constitution, because the constitutional provision, if it is inconsistent with it, it will continue to be null and void till the constitution itself is amended to allow this kind of restriction.
Why wants to ask a question? Go
ahead.
I
wanted to ask him a question. Share with this sanitation, the area is cleaner. Because me, in my own area, I don't see anybody coming out. Everybody sits in their house till 10 o'clock. Then they all start rushing out. That's my own problem with it.
YK, I feel that, like I said, the idea was to, there should be a reorientation. It was to foster in us.
It was the military.
The idea
Let us remember where it started from.
No, yes, even if it is military. The military didn't do it arbitrarily just to sit us at home. The military saw that there was something wrong in our environment. They wanted us to clean our environment. So that was the idea. So now,
power.
In the beginning,
I said sit in your house or we will shoot you down. Everybody will see. That was the military's power now.
No, but YK,
dictatorship.
No, YK, in the beginning it worked. People were cleaning their house. However, we've gotten redundant. The rule is no longer being followed through.
So, but we have a phone call. Adewale has called in from Korodu. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. I believe that that thing, the court which they said this thing should be waived off, because Lagos people don't think the environment. Especially when doing environmental, some landlords, they will have meetings. They will come out, they will go and do meetings. But I know that in Lagos State, we should be doing this environmental, and it will make us to clean everywhere. Then I believe in that one. But on Thursday like this, that people will go to my 12 now. You will see that in that environment, on Thursday, the area is still dirty, muddy. Because Lagos State, the way we are doing it, I believe is okay. When you go to Ogun State now, you see that they are emulating that, and if you go to Oyo State, they are emulating because they are APC people.
Okay.
But I believe that thing and the environmental should continue.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Adewale. YK, what do you have against this monthly sanitation exactly?
First of all, I don't see people on the streets cleaning.
You live in Ogun State.
Well,
it's not your fault. Sometimes I'm elected. But you see, I'm not saying that people shouldn't clean the environment. I think people should clean the environment because we tend to be very dirty. But it gives these people, these security people, the chance to be... I know there was one day Stella Monye was beaten.
Wow.
Can I just read this tweet?
Thrown into the back of the... And she didn't even know. She didn't do it intentionally. Now, imagine you land, you are on an early morning flight and you land at 7 a.m. You're going to stay at the airport till 10. Yeah. You know, so there are some things that you should...
Please let me
plan your flights into the next day.
Ijeoma Tobad says, we Nigerians are nonchalant people. We don't get things done except it is imposed on us. Without the law, everywhere will be dirty. Not in support. That means she's saying she's not in support of the removal.
Let me quickly answer
hold on,
that Go ahead. Tweet. Our own cultures, among all Africa, Nigerian, tribes and all that, you don't see people leaving their houses to be swept every month. Their surrounding. When I travel back home, it is amazing how you see every street, everybody cleaning their house on a daily basis. They have people doing it on a daily basis. Now the problem is over-education. Has made us, so arrogant towards ourselves that we have to come out on a monthly basis.
When you respond, I need to say something as well.
Now, I have not seen people coming out on a regular to clean
their gutters.
Their gutters. This was what the monthly sanitation did for us back then. It's not about cleaning just inside your house. It's about coming on the streets and clearing the gutters. Okay. Now, the gutters are filled with nylon bags and plastic bottles and all of that.
No. Let me just say
YK, go ahead.
Because instead of Lagos State to have that law, what they can do is if they come to your compound, the front of you, and it's dirty, they will find you. Everybody will make sure on a regular basis. You don't need, listen, you don't need every month staying in the house to do that one.
Exactly.
If you try it.
YK, what was town council doing there?
No.
Wait,
what was town council doing there? But there is always abuse of power.
Those kind of gutters and all that were dirty. Per house, they will catch the owner of the house.
Nima, you suffer that day because we have power abuse. When you give some people authority to do things, they abuse it. The idea was reorientation. I think we should spend more money on reorientating people about the advantages of having a clean environment. Don't impose curfew on us on concerning. No, they can't. If they do that, you be the one. You will be the one, Nima, to complain that they are taking advantage and are monetizing the occasion, asking people to pay bribe. It will be abused.
It's not bribe.
It will be abused. When I have clean, no.
If my house is clean,
you start to pay fine. I will snap it and post it to your back.
Being neat is relative. I can say, oh, this green thing I'm seeing here, I've been seeing it there.
And that's what we're saying. We're saying that if the gutter in front of your house has weed, has bottles and nylon bags,
can we reorientate people to simply keep their environments clean? Can we tell people that, okay, whether you are being held accountable or not, whether you are being fined, whether it's compulsory or not, keep your environment clean?
I have a problem.
Let's read some tweets. Go ahead, YK.
I have a problem with my staff at Shrine because of the environment. And it has nothing to do with sanitation. It has nothing to do with whether they will fine you. I just hate to see the place dirty.
Okay.
So if we are all trained like that.
Victor Ovede says, since restriction of movement on sanitation day has been nullified, I suppose the sanitary officers should now check homes.
Okay.
And then Yaya Usman says, I hope the court will prosecute people who litter their environment. We know ourselves. If we are not forced to do it, everywhere will be dirty.
Take one.
Olga says that I want us to be objective in our reasoning. YK is not in this era of climate change. I think we need it, and I expect our government to appeal. S.A. Odika says, good topic. I'm in support. We are not children. We can't be forced to sit at home. I could sit at home and don't do any cleaning.
I agree. So, we'll round up hot topic. Still to come, mothers rise against electoral violence on Let's Talk. Please stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. Still on the theme for this week, mothers are rising against electoral violence. Women and children are the worst hit. Therefore, women should raise their voices to say no to violence and demand for peace before, during, and after general elections. Joining us on the show today to discuss this is MD of Arabel, Mrs. Sharifa Abiola Anju. Welcome to the show, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
You can also join the conversation by calling 07080668014 or tweeting to us at YourViewTVC. I'd like you to introduce what you do, first and foremost, and your view on the general elections and how our youth across the country are being used to foster violence.
Okay, by introduction, you said it, I'm Sharifa Abiola Andu, and I'm the CEO of Arabel. Arabel is an Islamic store. And I believe we're much more than just selling. It's like an Islamic organization. We advocate, we do all sorts of things that is Islamic. So basically, that's what we do. It's an Islamic enterprise.
There's a general notion that Islam is related to violence. You know, every time we hear, everything we hear on the media now is Islamic terrorists and all that. How do you feel about this?
It makes me very sad, because that is not what Islam is all about. Islam is about peace. You know, even from the name, Islam, salam, means peace. So killing people, being unruly is totally un-Islamic. And then people judge about 2 billion of us from what about maybe a few thousand to do. Yes. And it's actually very, very painful, because we believe we're peaceful people and we should be. And then they just tarnish us. So it's actually very painful.
Mrs. Andu, I want to find out what your organization, you said that you're not just selling Islamic products, that you have an organization. How has your organization in the past helped to reorientate the people, the regular people on the street, about Islam being peaceful? I always say that I never had any interaction with a Muslim person until I met Nima, and I realized that she's actually a very peaceful person. But what are you doing as an organization to foster peace in the environment? And
like what she does. No, because you can't, if I go on TV every time and say Islam is peace, it's not going to actually resonate very well with you. But you had contact with her. And you know, she showed you what Islam is all about. You know, she's a peaceful person. So we do a lot of one-on-one thing. So, you know, that's more being good ambassadors of Islam. So what we try to do, all the lectures I do a lot of lectures, and I tell people we have to be good ambassadors of Islam. We have to hold the torch and tell people that Islam is actually about peace in our dealings with everybody in whatever we do. So it's not just that, okay, I'm a Muslim, I cover my head, and that is all. Your action, your activity, how you relate to people should be what speaks for you about. What
would you advise Muslim mothers now that, you know, because the election, there's just so much tension in the atmosphere right now in Nigeria, and you see too much Morufu, Abidin, you know, being
very sad.
Election very violence sad. And all that, especially during these rallies and all. What do you advise mothers to do? What can they do to make their children stay away from this kind of attitude?
You know, when people say you see only Morufu and all those, you have thugs also from the East and the non-Muslims.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's cut across. So it doesn't have to be only Muslims. There are a lot of them, agreed. But I believe my child now will not be on the streets fighting.
Why?
Because he's educated. I've taught him well. He has good breeding. So, but people that you see on the streets are people who are jobless.
True.
And why are they jobless? Because the jobs are not there. A lot of them have gone to school. A lot of them have good opportunity, but they're idle. And you know, they say devil provides job
for the idle minds.
For the idle minds. So if you're idle, you can be legitimately frustrated.
Okay,
yeah, frustrated. So frustration is actually what takes them on the streets.
Now, our discussions are being idealistic, what it should be like. But there are lots of people on the street based on poverty and unemployment, as you have said. Now, they feed off from whatever it is that they earn on the street. So how are you going to say to that person, being Muhammad or Samson, not to take money from politicians and foster violence?
Somebody said, a particular political party came to their house, or I think the neighbor's house, and they said, well, you're just coming too late. So people have, oh no, they were here, they gave us bread and put money inside. And these are not just the youth, these are the parents. So if the parents have that mindset, what do they tell the children? So it's actually a societal disconnect. A lot of things are so lopsided, and there has to be a total reorientation. Like she was saying, that a lot of money has to be spent, or a lot of effort had to be put in place about reorienting the people, not just the youth.
Okay, let's
everybody.
Take a break. And when we come back, we'll still stay on women, Nigerian women against election violence. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Okay, still on your message of peace. Mrs. Andu, you're not involved in politics in Lagos or Nigeria, are you?
No.
But you have a message of peace for the Nigerian youth. Yes?
Yeah, definitely. I believe without peace, we can't actually do much.
Okay.
If there's no peace, the whole place will be, we have anarchy. And nobody wants what is happening in Somalia or in Yemen or anywhere, or in Syria to happen here. And when war starts, it starts with a little thing. Like you have a pool of water and then you drop a pebble inside. It comes with a small ring and then grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it becomes uncontrollable. So if there's war or if there's any crisis, it's not going to just, it's not going to be, oh, we're going to finish it in the next couple of months and then we have peace again. You don't know where it's going to escalate to. So my message is for everybody to be calm, like we did when like about 4 weeks ago, when everybody wanted to go for an election and then it was postponed. Unusually, we were calm, which is very, very commendable, and that is what we should do during the election, after the election. And we should just pray very, very hard, very, Muslims, Christians, pray very hard for God to touch people's hearts, so that we maintain the calm, the peace that we have here, because without peace, we can't really do much.
Okay, I believe that there's a place of God and then there's a place of action. Now, after praying hard for peace, if a politician comes to me and I am unemployed and they offer me money to start to destroy something, for instance, what we saw happen in Lagos yesterday.
Very unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
It's very, very, very disturbing.
What should I do as a youth?
A lot of times we think the youth are the people that can actually take the next generation.
Yes, we are supposed to be.
What they're supposed to be. But a lot of times you hear them saying the opposite. That isn't it, once I have the money. But they forget that the people giving them money, the children are not here in Nigeria studying. When they give them money, they should ask them, they should tell them, why don't you have your children come here and protest? And they keep saying, when they're campaigning, that defend your votes, defend with everything you have. And the children are not defending, they're not there. They're different. The children are going to be in the House of Assembly, they put them in the House of Assembly, they put them to be essay to this, essay to that. And these other people's children, they're being killed on the streets, they're being maimed on the streets. They should tell them no. This is a country. We have a right to be there, and we have every reason to live well.
Funny question. We had a guest yesterday. She said, "Collect the money, and then still vote your conscience." You agree with her? Because she said her point of view was that it's our collective money, anyways.
But when you collect the money, the conscience, you're not going to be.
My
for
conscience
me,
will be clean.
It's exactly. No, mine will not be.
I can't lie. If you give me money and you say I should vote for this or that, I will collect it. And then vote for down. I will not even look at your face. If you come and make me, I say, I will just announce it. He gave me money, say I should vote for him.
But do you think people have that kind of conscience, or they can do that?
I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. My own view is right or wrong.
Because some people, a political party or a presidential candidate went to a monarch, a royal father somewhere in the Southwest, and they said, we don't collect money, when we don't campaign for candidates. Go out there on the field and do the job yourself.
I'll just give you the opportunity.
I'll give you the opportunity.
Okay, let's take a
you know, he
call.
has a lot of conscience.
Okay, Adewale has called in from Maryland. Thanks for joining us.
But I know many of them that collect.
Good morning, Jumoke.
Morning, Adewale. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, and good morning, madam.
Good morning.
You are doing a great job. The rally that I was doing yesterday, I was robbed inside the traffic yesterday. About 3 people point gun at me inside the traffic. That's what they are doing in that traffic yesterday. God bless Nigeria. I think what this woman is doing is very encouraging. But I will advise you, don't partner with politicians. Because they are the one encouraging thuggery. Go to the exactly Ajegunle, Apapa, Ijora. You see what they are, all these area boys are doing themselves now. Killing themselves. They are counting scores. 2-1, 3-1, 10-3, 10-8. How about that behaving now in that area? We need to go down to the grassroots and talk to these people. But these politicians, they are going to use them and dump them. Exactly. They are not going to do anything meaningful for their life. After the election, their family will remain in sorrow, and the politicians will be enjoying their life. We need to talk to these people, because the way they are behaving now, especially this OPC now, the way they are behaving, I think God bless this of this country.
Let me build on what he just said. You know, we're just talking about collecting the money and then doing otherwise. But the thing is that we have this saying that once you collect, there's the likelihood that you sway towards what the piper wants you to do.
What I think is that what we should just try and tell the youth is that, you said it, the politicians, all their children, remember during the February 14th, all the planes were full. They were all going, all of them were going out of the country. So that it is we that will remain here that we now scatter ourselves. There is no point.
Okay,
Please don't fight. Just, well, I'm not saying my own way is right too. If you come and offer me money, I will collect it too.
But then you are smarter.
We have to round off, actually. So we'd like to take a few tweets, and then we'd like you to round off, you know, with your message, you know, for today. So let's take one each.
Ebenezer Akiri says, women generally are not known to be active in political violence. However, they sometimes instigate it by using persuasive words, like, you know, and someone quoted the speech of the first lady.
Another person tweeted that, in the light of the court, okay, that's had to do with the other one. If our votes count and their families are out of this country, does it mean that their votes don't count? Sorry, everything has to do with the previous
our women are not doing enough. When the first ladies made that speech, I expected women to come out with strong statement against it, because their children are the victims.
Do you think that the women are doing enough?
Not really.
Okay, so your let's have your
Not really. I think we should all tell our children. All those people on the streets, they have mothers, they have sisters, big sisters. They should tell them, when the chips are down, it's we that we're here, and the people down there that are going to suffer. So don't be part of this. And like Yeni said, that, or I think the caller, like Adewale said, that when the chips are down, all those people, their children are out of here, and it is us that will suffer. So we must make sure that we
embrace peace.
We talk peace to our children. You know, when you say it over and over and over and over again, people, it will sink in. It will eventually sink, and then women should just do much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Andy, for coming today.
Thank you.
We have benefited a lot from your presence. Thank you, ladies, for being here. In recognition of this month's Women's Celebration, TVC News flagship program, A Woman's World, will be hosting a very special edition of Make It Happen, a conducive working environment for working mothers, on the 21st of March 2015. Time is 12 noon. Venue, TVC Studios, 1 Continental Way off CMD Road, Ikosi, K2. To be a part of the live audience, send your name and number to the Woman's World at tvcontinental.tv. Please watch a repeat broadcast of Your View at 11:30 p.m. tonight. You can also watch repeat episodes on YouTube and Google+. Do you have your PVC, ma?
Of course, since last year.
Your vote is your right. Use it wisely. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Have a great day ahead. Bye.